What's up everyone, and welcome to the first video on our YouTube channel. Today we're going to show you how to change an alternator on a Nissan Murano, 2004 Nissan Murano, the Z50 platform. So to do this job, you're going to take out the battery and the battery tray, as well as the radiator and the radiator fans. And a couple of miscellaneous parts over here and there, so sit back and watch us suffer. So first we gotta take off this intake, so with a couple of screwdrivers we've taken out this plastic clips. So they make some specialty tools for this job, but it is what it is. Now look how deep this son of a gun is laying down there, so gotta take a lot of parts to get to it. So obviously we're gonna need to drain the radiator, so take this out to drain the radiator and take the lower hose out, as well as the oil cooler lines for the transmission. As you can see, it's draining very slow, so to fix that we're gonna remove the radiator cap, which is gonna let air go in the system. We're gonna make this drain faster. As we're watching the water drain, I'm gonna tell you what caused the alternator to go bad is that this engine had leaky valve covers, so the whole alternator was drowned in oil, so it got fried up. We're gonna show you that later in the video. So here we're taking the upper radiator hose out. So a little tip is to remove it from the engine side, because the engine outlet is metal and you won't risk breaking the plastic part of the radiator. So here we took out the radiator mounts from the radiator support. They're just clips the radiator to the radiator support over here with the clips, but we didn't get that on camera. Here we're taking the oil cooler lines for the transmission out, so we can't remove the radiator. Some oil is gonna drop after removing the line, so you better make sure you have something to hold that, prevent mess on the ground, so you can get under the car, because you're gonna need to. Here we took out the radiator as a whole assembly with the fan shroud because it was easier. Look at that son of a gun laying down in there. Now we're gonna need to jack the right side of the car up, the passenger side, and take off the wheel. Now we're gonna take out this small plastic cover, the service cover. It's a little part of the wheel well, so a couple of clips and it's out. Now I have my wrench on the tensioner pulley. I'm just gonna loosen the bolt so we can remove tension from the tensioner bolt on the upper side. But you gotta loosen the bolt of the pulley first, so because its tensioning mechanism is made to do that. So I don't know why, but we forgot to capture some shots of us loosening the tensioning bolt from the upper side. So we loosened the tension bolt and we got the belt off. And over here I'm taking the first bolt for the, it's actually a nut for the long bolt that goes from the inside out, from the other side of the alternator. There's also a 12mm bolt that holds the alternator to the mounting point over here. It's easy as it gets. It's way accessible and very obvious, so you can see it. But we failed to catch it on the camera. As you can see, we're finagling the alternator out of its place, and it's given us a hard time doing so. It's a very hard job for an alternator replacement Nissan. Yeah, trying from the underside, from the upper side, it's way stuck. And because of the greasy wires and from the oil leak, I couldn't find the clip for this plug, for the AC compressor plug, so might be broken, I don't know. Yeah, don't expect that to be an easy job. Easy enough to do, but it's gonna take some time. You can't do that at home, but it's gonna take well over the estimated time. Finally we got that out. Look how soaked in oil this thing is. It's drowned in oil. Yeah, hard times. And now it's the next morning. It's time for the brushes and the brake cleaner. Look at this mess. We're gonna let all the brake clean time to do its job. Now we're putting the new alternator in, or trying to at least. Trying to mucking up everything.
ما تحطوش دي.
Here's the 12mm bolt that goes in over this mounting point, as you can see. Now from the underside, the long bolt that goes through. We put a nut on it. Yeah. And here we're routing the belt on. It's an easy short belt, so yeah. Now you better make sure you put this back the way you took it off. Put the spacers in the right place and the right direction. Don't mess this up. The way you took it out, put it like it was. As you can see, we're tightening everything in a ratchet or wrenches, because it's too hard and impossible to get a torque wrench under there. You gotta rely on the eyeballing and the feeling system of the body to do this job. Over here we're tightening the tensioning bolt from the upper side, as you can see. Now, after you tighten the tensioning bolt from the upper side, you torque the tensioner pulley by feel, because you can't get a torque wrench in there. As you can see, you should properly tension your belt, so it must be finger tight, but not so loose that you can take it off or flip it around. Just 90 degrees with a little bit of force is good enough. Don't over tighten the tensioning of the belt. Now it's the reverse of everything we did before, just putting everything back. This plastic cover, the service side cover in the inner wheel well, getting clipped on. Now we're putting the radiator back in. It's just pushing everything back where it was. The reverse of this assembly. Over here you see me putting back the fuse box. It's just for ease of access to the tensioning bolt. Now we're hooking up the radiator hoses and the transmission cooling lines. Now we're putting back the battery. So if you didn't change your battery and your battery was drained from not charging from the old faulty alternator, what you gotta do is you really have to charge your battery off the car and not jump start your car. Okay? Don't jump start your car if your battery is dead while running a new alternator. The battery gotta have to be charged before starting your car with the new alternator. And now the moment of truth. Will it start? Yes. Voila. Look at that baby run. Now it's time for the test drive.